to build in your R8 than it does in this SFR3 over here with all the bells and whistles. Notice a 14-foot block maximum. This is 900-foot block maximum. So this has more cross streets in it, and it's cheaper to develop, and it's a better place to live, etc., etc., and doesn't yield those goofy lot slopes. So, next slide, please. It runs into that blue area, then you mow it. If it's in a neighborhood, there's a certain distance off the creek bank in this part of the state. But I buy this lot, and that's all left undisturbed because Ms. Seaford's staff said, well, I had to show the stream buffer on the plat. Whoop-de-doo. What am I going to do? I'm going to go get my plat out and check my plat before I go mow the grass or cut out some briars? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go down there and mow it out. I've literally had a U.S. Army Corps of Engineer enforcement officer. Yes, there is settled in and settled in. I say, hon, look at that area down there, that flat area down there. We could go down there and clear all that out and put a little play set down there for the kids. She said, that's a great idea. Oh, got a no disturb buffer requirement on my, made me put on my plat. Let's just say, you know, what if we just don't do it that way? And we let that be common open space where they can all go play. Let them go down there and play. That's down that property line, and there's a sewer easement down that line, or this one, wherever it is. The new ordinance doesn't say you can do that. It says you absolutely cannot do that. If you got to have a 20-foot sewer easement running down between those two houses, then you've got a 20-foot access to that common open space. So my lot would end back here, and your lot would end over there, and the houses would be a little further apart, and that common open space would have the town's sewer easement on it. So if I go to Lowe's Saturday, remember we just moved in, and they got a good deal on zero financing for a chain link fence I'm going to put around the backyard because I got some homeowners where you're selling them at this type of density. Don't do it. Don't set your citizens up for failure. Set them up for success. They'll never know they didn't have a problem, but they will know if they do have a problem. So they'll never know how good a job we did. They'll just know if we did a bad job. Remember, everybody's favorite intersection versus everybody's least favorite. Our public watches us for where we make mistakes more than they watch us for where we make success. Next slide, please. Current ordinance than it is in your draft ordinance. But watch this magic. Next slide, please. Now, let's make this line the actual edge of the street. Because we're doing a bigger right-of-way, we can do the different setback. So the houses are not necessarily that much different. Because you've got a little tiny 4-foot planter strip if you do sidewalk in Landis. 4-foot planter strip. Plant trees in a 4-foot planter strip. And then go repair the sidewalks. One corner. Whether you look at backyard to backyard, in other words, you drive around the block as a block of houses. So you look at houses this way or you look at houses that way. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Next slide, please. In the new district for SFR3, high worst case scenario is what's being proposed here. A block from street corner to street corner, face to face, or a block back to back, however you want to look at it. Next slide, please. So, now we have the two comparisons. In this R8 that I'm calling R12 because you can't do R8 realistically. To the back of the houses. And I'm 8 years old, that's my universe. My Ford is in there, my hideout, my friends, my life. You know, when I'm about 12, I can walk to town, or 10, I can walk to town. My streetscape, better quality backyard, better connectivity, and you know what 900 rhymes with? Any volunteer firefighters in the room? Hydrant. Hydrant. Whoa, hydrant. got to roll off the back of the truck. You're typically going to attack. You want to space that out at about 450, no more than that, on a typical engine company. I'm not smart enough to do this. I'm going to plead my case. I am not smart enough to do this the hard way. Common sense. Complex problems do not require complex solutions. Next slide, please. Great neighborhoods by design. Next slide, please. This is that same area you saw a few minutes ago. Next slide. This is a higher density